Hi YouTube, this is Ashley again. I'm in a LPN program here in Texas. Just coming to do another quick video. I know I always say that, and they usually are always quick. Video on how I study. So what we're going to do is study gerontology today, and I'll show you guys what I do. I'm not in the best location to study. I'm sitting on my bed, and I do not advise people to study on their bed. But hey, it just depends on that person. But the bed is usually not the best place. And let me knock on wood that I don't get tired. So you may hear some music in the background. I have like some study music. Because sometimes I like to hear something in the background, and I have my TV on mute because yesterday while studying, the TV ended up catching my attention. I was watching, a movie was on, and I started watching it, and I could not turn away. So I ended up watching that for like the last hour, and it was a great movie. Truly it was. And so I was only studying during commercial breaks, and I did not want to do that today. And so basically, you guys, again, I'm taking 3 classes: gerontology, foundations, and med surg. And excuse me, I'm gonna go over gerontology today, how I study. I have around me my planner, iPad, computer, just because it was just in my bed already. And everything I need, as well as I even have my other subjects here too, just because I didn't know how much time I was going to spend on gerontology today, because really it's just a review. Right now, I need to learn the last chapter of our test for gerontology, which is chapter 6. I think I'm in my I don't think we've been in school a month. I think I'm in school my 3rd week. Today's the 24th. Yeah. Should be about 3rd week of nursing school. So this chapter here, gerontology, is on chapters 4 through 6. We're going through the book in order, not skipping around. So you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let you see what I have here laid out. I'm going to try to keep this video under maybe 10 minutes, but definitely 15. I definitely want to keep it under 15 because I'm sure you guys are like me. Whenever you watch a video, you like to watch other people's videos as well, and you don't want to be on a video for 20 minutes and then go and watch another. Like, time passes by. So yeah, here's a layout of what I have, and I'll go ahead and tell you guys how I study. So iPad back here, then my planner, and study guide, which is the paper over here, and I have it answered here only for gerontology. Foundations and med surg, I actually have no cards. See, like med surg, I'm gonna just flip through here because again I'm talking about gerontology today. So like stages of pressure injuries, and then I actually go through. So I actually have the study guide here answered, and then foundations over here. See, that's one study guide. And the only reason why I have these on no cards, because before I received my study guide, I had already had these 2, and they're just definitions. Gerontology and foundations, you are able to make no cards on their definitions. Med surg, I wouldn't suggest, because med surg, it covers so much material, but whatever works for you. Some people, I guess, can do no cards, but you have to know signs, symptoms, treatment, interventions. You have to know so much that you put all that on no cards. Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of no cards. So, but yeah. So basically, what I would do first, what I always start out with first, is my no cards. I will already have my no cards already completed. In class, when I'm in class, when my professor is going over the chapter, I will highlight things. I use whatever highlighter the person before me was highlighting with. So like, because I purchased my books used, excuse me, most of the time everything is already highlighted in my book, so it's no need for me going through and highlighting, unless I'm tired and I re-highlight with the same color, because try to stay awake sometimes in school. Y'all know how it can be. So, but what I do is I create the note cards of the definitions, like aphasia, and then the different spaces, things like that. So I have all of that, and if there's a chart or anything like that I find important, I will put it on here, but not usually on this copy, because this one here is just the definitions. But like if I going through the study guide on note cards, I will refer to page 54, box or table such and such, so that way I can. So on an actual study day, what I do is I go through and I read the chapter. Let me go ahead and jump to the chapter that I'm on. Chapter 4. Nope, that's 2. Okay, I am in chapter 4 now. So like chapter 4. And what I do whenever I go through, I will skim. I skim. I don't, because I already read the book once. When she went over, I will read and highlight. That's what I do. So on my personal time, I skim. So I'll just do like this and just anything like in bold or different color or italicized, I make sure I read that sentence. Just skim through, see if anything important. If they referring to a box or something like that, I make sure I view the box before I leave off that page to make sure just look and see, because a lot of times tables and boxes are on tests as well as pictures. I also like to look at pictures, even though that picture is not pretty much useful, but I will just go through, skim, make sure I read over the highlighted things. Anything that she may say that's on the test, like for instance here, I have a star by. The person that had the book before me, she have little parentheses, so I know for a fact that should be on the test. Or maybe she just thought it would be on the test too, but since she said it for our class, I'm pretty sure that's on the test. So I have a star there as well. So when I'm skimming, I make sure I stop there and read over that, and maybe 1 or 2 sentences after that. Just depends on what it's talking about. And I just go through that for the entire chapter. If there are any key points or anything like this, like health promotions or communications, I make sure I read over those. See, like that. Here's another figure. And when it comes to the end of the chapter, I make sure I read the key points. Make sure you read those key points. Like I say, anything in bold, you make sure you read. Also, while I'm studying, I go through the questions. I make sure I do this. As well as after I finish that, I will do chapter by chapter. So I'll do note cards, then go through, skim, and look over all of that. Then read the key points, answer those questions. Once I do that, I will then go online. Most books, I'm sure all books, all nursing books, have online material for you guys. Like, for instance, this one here, where you can just register. You do not have to have an access code. Again, that book is used, so she would have already used it. And so what I would then do is go through there and find, they have like NCLEX questions. I'll let you guys see that. Those are the NCLEX questions. I like to print them off, even though they're available online, simply because if I go to it on my iPad or my computer, I tend to get sidetracked with social media. So I found a way to go log into that. So this is my way of sticking to what I'm doing, staying on task. So I will go through and answer the NCLEX questions, and I also print out the study guide. And honestly, I have not done a study guide. I've just printed out, hoping that I get to it, but usually don't. So yeah, and those are chapter 5 and 6 as well. So I like to stay organized with that, and I will put the answers to those. If I have them printed, I would either go online and get the answers, or I will actually put like a sticky note with the answers on the back on the last page, or maybe even on the back of it. Just depends. So that's what I like to do. And then as well as when I'm skimming, if possible, if I'm able to stay on track, I will go through and with my study guide, I will go down and, like, if I'm on unpaid caregivers, I'm talking about that with primary and secondary, I will go through and make sure I read up on that. So that way I'm familiarizing myself with that, just in case if it's not in my note cards. Because note cards, you're able to take those anywhere. They even fit inside of your scrubs. Like, you can do that while you waiting at a restaurant to eat, anywhere. So I like to do that. Also, I'll just, read over my study guides. Since I did write it down, I'll just read over that, skim over that, or whatever. So it's just pretty much whatever works for you. But make sure that you read. They will tell you reading is important, very important in nursing school. Like, you cannot pass without reading. Definitely for med surg. Med surg, you must read, because you have to know too much in med surg. So that's basically what I do. And just so you guys know, it's always best to study for 45 minutes to an hour. Take a break. 10-15 minutes. Take a break in between, then get back at it. Things my teacher recommended for us. She said that she had a student one year who would go to sleep at 9 o'clock every night and wake up at 5 o'clock to study. I actually tried it. It worked. I liked it. I'm not a morning person, so if I can do it, you should be able to do it, even though I did it one night. But I plan to do it tomorrow too. In the morning. I didn't do it this morning though, but I know I should have. I know. But and I ended up going to bed at 10:30 instead of 9. But I woke up at 5:30, so just a little. But my class starts at 8:30 every day. And actually it was Thursday when I did it. Or Wednesday night into Thursday. And Thursdays are a half a day. And I was not tired. Surprisingly, I was not sleeping. Maybe because it was our half a day. Don't know. But yeah, she also recommended eating a candy. Like, not eating a candy, but like, she's recommended peppermint. But I think any hard candy would be fine. And also having something in your less dominant hand. So like, if you're left-handed, if you're a lefty like me, while you have like a pen or a highlighter in your left hand, also have an object in your right hand. And so that way it can work both sides of the brain, or vice versa. If you right-handed, have something in your other hand, your left hand. So that way you can get that side of the brain working. And somehow, I guess the peppermint or a hard piece of candy makes you recall the information. As well as, she also said, whenever you study that way with a piece of candy in your mouth, whenever you go and take the test, to also study too. I mean, not study, but to also take the test with a piece of candy in your mouth. So that way you're able to recall that information. I'm not sure. I haven't done it, so I'm not for sure. And so, but that's basically what I do to study. I see I'm at 13 minutes, and I'm going to wind this down. But again, just a recap of what I do. My note cards are already prepared. If you guys get a study guide, go ahead and do that study guide as soon as you get it, because of course that's the things that your teacher made, stating that this is what's important. This is the things you need to know for the test. So go ahead and make note cards on there, or write it out like I did. And go through. When you skimming, you can read. If you haven't read already, go ahead and read that chapter. Have your study guide on side of you. Make sure that you cover everything that study guide have on here. You pay more attention to. Instead of skimming, go ahead and stop and reading that information. Pay close attention to definitions. Anything bold, italicized, tables, boxes, any kind of communication, things that they have maybe on the side, anything like that you want to pay close attention to. When you get to the end of the chapter, make sure you go over the key points, the summaries, whatever it may be called in your textbook, as well as answer those questions at the end of the chapter. Sometimes your professors may use 1 or 2 questions like that on the test. That is very easy information. Like, you can get those right. It may be 1 or 2. It's not much, but come on, really, you have it right there. So just go ahead and do that. It will take 10 minutes maybe. Go online, find additional resources. Utilize your resources and what's out there on the World Wide Web. And find go to Evolve if y'all using Evolve or whatever. And print out those questions. If you don't want to print them out, because printing is expensive. Even though I have my printer, but it costs to print, with ink and paper. Go through, answer those questions, get an understanding, pay attention to the rationales. Also, if you can, do a study guide. If they have a study guide online, make sure you do that study guide and just highlight, do whatever you guys need to do. But make sure you dedicate your time. Make sure you have a break in between. You guys, it's very important to rest as well. And make sure you set time aside, to do other things besides just studying. But you guys, that is all. I'm going on 16 minutes. So, my longest video ever. So, I just wanted to recap with you guys, show you guys as well how I study for my test, in particular gerontology today. Gerontology and foundations, or fundamentals. Med-surg is different. If you guys want to see or hear from me more, or have any topics that you would like for me to cover, please let me know in the comment box. Please don't forget to subscribe, like my video, so that way you guys will know, when I come and do a video. I will not waste you guys' time. I promise. My time is valuable. As well as you guys know, I don't like long videos. So I'm going to go ahead and end, but don't forget to like, as well as comment and subscribe. Like is on Facebook, I think. But yeah, definitely let me know if you guys have anything that you guys want me to cover in a video, or if you have any tips for me. Please don't hesitate to give me tips, give me feedback, because I love it. I love it. I love it. But I want to thank you guys so much for joining me and listening to me all of my 17 minutes. God bless you guys, and like my shirt say, stop tripping, start trusting God. God bless you guys. Bye bye.